Hi guys, I am back with another video and today I'm gonna be making Iron Man in his Mark 58 suit from the new movie Avengers Endgame. I know it hasn't come out yet, but the suit has come out in the Hot Toys version, so I took that as reference and made this guy. So to make this action figure or basically any action figure in my whole channel, you're gonna need two things. Well, three if you don't count the paints. Well, two if you don't count the paints. That's gonna be flower making wise, the golden wise, really cheap, really readily available. Good to work with, really malleable, and also some Fevicol molded, which I technically don't have at the moment, or I would have showed on screen. Give me a second. Found some. So this is Fevicol molded, which is a really basic adhesive, not adhesive technically, like a clay type material which you can use to make stuff like this. It starts out in two parts, which is resin base and hardener. You mix them in equal quantities, and at 35 degrees room temperature, it will harden within 30 minutes. Once it hardens, it's rock solid. You can carve it. That's gonna be easy, and also you can then paint over it using the wide variety of Fevicol paints. I'm not sponsored by Fevicol, even though I would like to be. Let's ignore the fact and let's begin with the M sealing of this figure. The sculpting on this guy was better than what I usually do for all my Iron Man figures, and this is one of the Iron Man figures I actually get to keep for once, because usually I either sell them off or I just literally lose them. Sculpting was again basic. I sculpted the upper abdomen and then went to the lower one. The abs weren't sculpted in, but did sculpt in bulk in that area, because this armor, unlike the Mark 50, which aired in Infinity War, is not that sleek. It's more bulky, and I like this one more than the Mark 50 because that just looked like a person had poured over molten metal over himself. This one has more character to it, and looks better in that case. And also it has a good color scheme which was inspired by the classic armor from the comics. Getting back to the sculpting, I used a few tools, as you can see. If you don't have those, it's totally simple. You just take a piece of cardboard, that works too. That works perfectly, actually better than the tools. And then you just flatten places with those. I had a little bit of a problem with the torso, because if you look up the picture of the Mark 85 action figure, Hot Toys version, first of all, the pictures are a little hard to find. Second of all, it's again the bulk is relatively different to the RML figures, because I got used to sculpting really thin lines and stuff like the older one, which is Mark 50. And if you guys want a video on the weapons of this guy, you can comment in the comment section down below. I really appreciate that. Also, today's shout out goes to Ibtisam Gaming. He's not a gaming channel. He does amazing DIYs. I follow him for a while, and he's one of my friends. So if you could go and subscribe to him, I'll link his channel in the description. That'll be a lot to me. Thanks. Okay, back to the action figure. This really gets differentiated from the Mark 50, because less bulk, well, actually more bulk if you compare them, and also better color scheme because it doesn't have complicated yellow lines everywhere. That's about for the sculpting, and the face and the other arm were done later. This is me voiceover signing off. I'll come back in the painting part and talk more. Okay, at this point, your action figure should look something like this if you are, moving with this tutorial, and it should be completely devoid of any details, completely white, grayish white to be exact. The paints I'm going to be using to paint this guy are crimson, pearl red, well, this is technically pearl pink, but they call it pearl red, tan or sparkling gold, some gunmetal or sparkling black or pearl black, and then you finally have sky blue. So what I'm going to use I'm going to use these two, well, technically combine them to create a metallic crimson for the whole red portion of the body, and then darken it up with gunmetal to create some auburn details. Then I'm going to use the tan for all the golden parts of this action figure, as you can see. And the tan or the sparkling gold has a sparkling metallic finish, thus gives the whole metallic vibe. That's the whole point of Iron Man. And finally, gunmetal for the black parts, blue for all the blue highlights. Pretty straightforward. The paint brushes I'm going to use, however, there are two types. They're both sharp tipped. If you can use one, that's great. I'm going to use this one to cover maximum surface detail, and this one for the minor details like the eyes and the black portions. That's about it. Let's begin with the painting. Okay, let me get one thing straight. I did not record myself painting the gray lines because I got lazy, and also because I was at my friend's house. Okay, the painting. The painting was pretty straightforward. I mixed the crimson and the pink or pearl red, whatever you want to call it, to form this really good metallic crimson color, which is what I laced almost the whole suit with, except for the lower shoulders and the thighs, because they're a majority of them is just either metallic tan or just golden. The face, again, the whole body to be exact, was just red. Ignoring that fact, some Infinity War theories, Tony will most probably die in some way or another, because he's been there for like almost 20 years at this point. If he dies, what's the worst that can happen? I don't know, like, only a fan base will be destroyed, me being part of that. Not much. Hope Tony doesn't die in 2019 Endgame. Please don't die, Mr. Stark. Please. Tony has been like one of the only good characters in the whole MCU. And you do have Spider-Man, Captain America, and basically the whole cast, but Tony has like a special place in my heart, because when I saw the first Iron Man movie, I went crazy. I was like, what? Something like this can exist. The fact that something that cool could exist blew my mind. The whole concept of Iron Man. So let's just say this is a little homage video to Tony Stark and Iron Man as a whole, because this is like, I guess, the last Iron Man armor that he's gonna wear in this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. So thank you, Mr. Robert Downey Jr., for playing an amazing role as Iron Man and Tony Stark. Really loved your work. Thanks. If you followed along with this whole tutorial DIY thing that I just did, you should have something that looks like this, except for these two energy blast parts in that stand. If you want to know how I made those, check out the card right up here somewhere. It should be popping up, like, hopefully right about now, if I remember to even edit that in. Okay, ignoring that and taking this awesome stand off, which is completely movable in all points, by the way, and removing these blast effect parts, which I might have or might not have taken off from Goku and repainted. We come to the actual action figure, and time for the articulation on this guy, which is pretty basic for an action figure and relatively an achievement for one of my Iron Man action figures. Arms can go out that far. There's a 360 bend at the arm, bend at the elbow, legs can go out that far, and sideways that far. Sideways is quite nice. Back this far, not much, but what do you expect? And also there's a bend at the knee. This is how far they can go. They can't go any higher than this because the armor kind of limits them. So he can do a cannonball pose if he wants, and he is quite heavy. He has the bulk. That's one of the best parts about Shilpkar. Sorry, that's the old name. That's one of the best parts about Molded, because it really gains weight, which gives that authenticity to the action figure, which you might not get if you're making it completely out of, I don't know, foil. I don't know. I used to make paper action figures once. Those were weird days. They were just like sculptures. I don't remember what happened to them. Hopefully they burned to hell. If you like this video, there's that thumbs up button, looks like this but really blank. You can just go and tap that. If you really enjoy what I do and would like to support my channel, please subscribe. And also, if you have any suggestions, comments, if you have some corrections for some points I got wrong in this video, the comment section is open for you. I do try to reply out to all my comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.